everybody. Welcome in. Hello to all of you. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. You guys, it's Friday. I'm so excited. The weekend is here. I can almost feel it. I'm ready. I need some downtime, big time. I need a little bit of sleeping in and a little bit of snacking. I feel like I've not eaten very well this week. So I'm looking forward to taking some time to relax this weekend and maybe I don't know, eat real food, maybe a vegetable or something. I don't know. I feel like I've lived off of junk food all week this week because I've been so busy. So hopefully this weekend means that I can eat some good things that are good for me, and maybe you can too. And while we're doing that, maybe we can make some pretty pieces of jewelry. What do you say? Want to make it a date? Let's do it. Hi, Gina. Hi, Kathleen. Miss Bonnie is here. Jan is here. Hi, Cindy. Hello. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Hello, Tanya. Linda's here. Couple of my Jans are here. Sending hugs to them. Hello. Hi, Hazel. Weeda's here. Sandy, hi. It's so good to see everybody. Hi, Lori. All my Marys. All right, guys. Okay, so let's get into all the things. You want to? It's Feel Good Friday. It's my very favorite day of the week. And we're going to get into that here in just a second. But I do have a couple of quick little reminders for everybody. Just so that you know, there is some sort of bubble in my bead mat. That's weird. This is looking more like a pillow on my desk. Okay, I'm gonna just smooth that out. Sorry about the distraction. Ooh, shiny. I'm like that, you know? Ooh, no, sir. There's a little bugaboo. We don't want a bugaboo in here. Okay, so getting into all the things. Let me tell you about it. So Patreon is open for enrollment anytime you want, right? You can join Patreon anywhere in the world, and it doesn't matter what social media you use. If you use any at all, you don't even have to use social media because everything lives within Patreon. For $10 a month, you can get an additional 3 projects from me a month. Those projects live exclusively within Patreon. So you're not going to see those projects on YouTube or Facebook or anything like that. You may see a picture of them, but you're not going to see the actual tutorials at all. They live within Patreon and are exclusive to the paying members there. Now, those projects on Patreon are geared towards encouraging you to use things that you have in your own stash to create beautiful pieces of jewelry. That being said, it is not one of the places where you're going to get like a materials list and here's what you need to go buy and you can get these beads at X, Y, and Z. It's not like that at all. It is merely, I say merely, it's not merely because I don't want to undersell it. It is about me encouraging you to use the things that you already have, because if you're like me, you've got a huge stash of beads and findings and components that you love. You bought them for one reason or another, and then you just kind of set them to the side, whether it was because you loved them so much you wanted to wait for the perfect project, or maybe you bought them and just forgot that you had them and then you bought more of something, right? We all do that. The Patreon projects are to try to help you to think about the things that you have in your own stash. It's not about recreating exactly what I have made, unless you just want to with the things that you have. It's really just about encouraging you to use the pieces that you have and not spend any extra money. Use what you've got, and there's still a time and a place to spend money, like today on a Feel Good Friday show. But that's what Patreon is all about. We don't focus on technique. We don't focus on upping and building our skills. We simply focus on creating beautiful pieces of jewelry with the techniques and skills that we already have and just making things that make us happy. So if you would like to come and be a part of that, I would love for you to come and join us. Our Patreon community is growing by leaps and bounds. And guys, there are other things that are coming down the road for Patreon, where Patreon has a lot of different options. I use it exclusively right now for these kinds of projects for you guys. However, there are some options available on Patreon where I could hold some online workshops. And I'm thinking about, after the first of the year, giving that a go. So if you don't know anything about Patreon yet, you might want to familiarize yourself with it if doing some online workshops sounds like something that you might be interested in, because that's likely going to be the platform that I use for that. So just giving you a heads up, you've got plenty of time, but maybe do some investigating if you don't know anything about Patreon. Okay, so Now, let's see what else to tell you guys. I will be live today at 4 p.m. Eastern for the last time on Art Beads. Now, hear what I'm saying, because we had this conversation on Tuesday, but we're going to have it again right now, right here. Today's 4 p.m. Eastern live on Art Beads, because I've been doing those every day, or not every day, every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern for the past 2.5 years. Well, maybe not 2.5 years. Yeah, it's been about 2 years. Not 2.5. It's been about 2 years. Wow. I will, after today, no longer be doing lives with Art Beads. That doesn't mean I won't be here. I'll be right here. You can still find me here at 1 p.m. on Tuesdays and 1 p.m. on Fridays. Hardwired is still going to find me in our regular time and all of those things. None of this community is changing. Okay. None of that is changing. The only thing that is changing is I'm dropping something from my lineup, and that is my Friday lives at 4 p.m. over on Art Beads. So I will be there today for my very last 4 p.m. Art Beads live. And if you would like to join me, I would love for you to do so. But I do want to make this little statement here. Okay. So a lot of people have asked, and I have been kind of vague about it. And I'm going to continue to be vague about it and respectful, because I am a professional and I've worked really, really hard for a really long time to get where I am. So I'm certainly not going to, change any of that now. However, I will no longer, after today, be working with Art Beads because I find that my values just no longer align with Art Beads. I try very, very hard to work and partner with companies that share my same values and integrity and lead with kindness and respect to customers. And when I find that that is no longer the case, then it becomes time for me to move on. And that's the case here. So that being said, I wish Art Beads well, and I hope they have a wonderful future ahead of them. I'm just not going to be a part of it. And I would like to encourage all of you to be very mindful about where you spend your money and give your support. So let's move on. All right. It's Feel Good Friday. Sherry, don't cry. I'm not going anywhere. You're still going to find me right here, right here, right here. I'll be right here the whole time. I'll be right here on Tuesdays. I'll be right here on Fridays. Who knows where else I will be in the future. Don't cry. Don't cry, my love. I'll be right here. You're always going to find me right here on YouTube. Okay. I'm not going anywhere. I just won't be doing a Friday show with Art Beads. That's all. I'll be right here. And you can always just reach me. I'm always just a message away. So, all right, my friends. So now it is Feel Good Friday. Let's get into it, shall we? Feel Good Friday is all about fun and easy instant gratification jewelry. I love it. We focus on our basic skills here on Feel Good Fridays. By using simple stringing, simple knotting, simple wire techniques like simple loops, wrapped loops, things like that. So nothing hard on Feel Good Fridays. And everything here on the Feel Good Friday show is available for purchase as a kit here in my Etsy shop. My team is here in the comment section dropping links to those kits. You can very easily find those just by clicking on those links. Now, if you want, you can head over to my Etsy shop any other time and browse, and there you will find kits from previous Feel Good Friday shows, as well as finished pieces of jewelry from myself and from my teenage daughter. So if you would like to do that, you can just shop over there anytime you want, doing things. Let's see. I'm looking at the jewelry because this show is packed full of beady goodness. I have two things to start with. First thing I'm going to start with is a maker mix. Maker mixes are small batches of beady goodness. Things I don't have enough of to make a full kit out of, but I still wanted to share those with you. And then right after that, I will be showing you an earrings party. Now, if you're not familiar with the earrings party, they are very similar to the maker mixes. However, the earrings parties are in pairs, or I should say in even numbers. Pairs was the goal, but it's even numbers. So with an earrings party, you can make 6 pairs of earrings or more, depending on how you put yours together, and it is totally up to you. I give you a little inspiration, and then it's up to you as to how you want to make the earrings. I mean, you can make anything. You can make a bracelet or a necklace, but it is in pairs, so it makes it very easy for you to create earrings. After those two, we're going to get right into the kits that have all of the materials that you need to make them. So I'm going to turn you around right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. All right. Phyllis, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm going to do a little relaxing, and then after the first of the year, I'm going to hit it so hard. Like, I have so many ideas for 2026. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to having a little break in my schedule, but I'm also going to be expanding my work with Beadalon. So just be looking out for that. I've got lots of new things coming your way in the very near future. All right, so this is our maker mix for the week. I love this one. This is Moonlit Moth. This one has a beautiful enamel moth charm. I'm going to hold that up so you can see it. It's really cool. It has little moons and eyes on it. Has the moon phases. So that is our Moonlit Moth. We've got some beautiful check glass beads in here. There are check glass rosettes, check fire polish beads, some little bicones, some crystal bicones, and some faceted rondelles as well. Super, super pretty. So pretty. I love these drops. The drops make me really happy. Those check glass drops with that beautiful AB shimmer to them. So this is the maker mix. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Now I'm going to show you guys the earrings party. The earrings party is the cat's Meow. I love this one. It has these little, look at these check glass cats. They're so cute. They're so stinking cute. And they're black, but they're not black. They're like black and purple, which I think is really interesting. I think they were supposed to be gray, but like, I don't know. I think they're really cute. So there are some of the little kitties. There are some cushion rounds. In this one, there are some bellflower beads. There are tons of check fire polish and little crystal spacers, as well as some beautiful crystal bicones. So make up to 6 pairs of earrings or more. I don't know why I say up to. Make 6 pairs of earrings with this or more, depending on how it is that you want to put these together, or less. Like if you want to get really heavy on the beads, you definitely could do less if you wanted to, you know, get kind of crazy with the beads. I'm all about stacking, so I would probably stack those up, and then I don't know, maybe do a little dangle off of them or something. I don't know. I think they're cool. And then you've got the cushion rounds, which are always fun to work with. And this is not really a Halloween earrings party. This one is really just anytime you want to. So yeah, I think this is a fun one. It's got a lot of purples and grays and steel blue in it, which is really, really nice. So there's your earrings party for the week. All right. All right. Moving on. And don't forget, the earrings party are all in even numbers, so it makes it really easy for you to create earrings. The maker mixes are not like that. The maker mixes, you have odd number beads. There's only one of the charms. Like that's what makes them different. So super cute. All right, moving on. Okay, friends, I have some really beautiful kits for you guys this week. Like I said, this week's show is packed. I'm going to start with one of my very, very favorites. And this one is a beautiful bracelet, but it also has a matching pair of earrings in kit form if you wanted to do both. You guys know how I feel about like the peacock color palette. That's one of my absolute favorites. So let me show you what we're going to do. First of all, get the jump ring off of this guy. So we have this really beautiful sterling silver connector here. It's a heart. I don't know if you can tell, but there it is. It is a heart. So this is our blooming heart bracelet. And this has the focal for this is, as I mentioned, this beautiful sterling silver blooming heart. And it is marked on the back, just in case you want to check me on that. It is marked 925 silver. So you know that I'm not just making it up. But we've got this beautiful sterling silver. And then we're going to create a double strand bracelet. We've got a big, beautiful green bead to go next to that. And then we're going to create 2 strands. One of my strands I've already created. We're going to do the other one together. So you're going to have a double strand bracelet with the gorgeous greens with that AB flash to them. Some beautiful check glass melons, some gorgeous check glass druck beads, the faceted crystal in the center. Really, really pretty. So let's put this together. You want to? Let's do it. All right, let me separate out my beads here though, so that I can find my wire guardians. And I need to grab some crimps because I have not done that yet. I don't know how it is that I forgot to put crimps in this, but that's fine. I got them. I got them right here. Hi, Tim. Tim sent me the funniest video last night. Tim's my neighbor, kind of. He's in a neighboring state. That makes us neighbors. I'm in Tennessee, and he's in Alabama, and we're both just a couple of hillbillies that like sparkly things, you know. All right, so we are going to get some bead stringing wire here. And you know what? I know where the rest of this kit is. I know where my crimps are. They're over here. I was like, what is up with this? It's because I put the necklace or the bracelet and the earrings kits together. I didn't need any crimps at all. I had some. I had them all along. Okay, so we're going to thread on a crimp, and then we're going to thread on a wire guardian. Wanda's here. Hi, Wanda. Sean says, Alabama's in the house. Yes, sir. We've got an Alabama garden flag here. We're Alabama family in Tennessee. Most people here in Tennessee don't appreciate our Alabama garden flag, but you know, that's okay. All right, we're going to make sure those wires are not crisscrossing inside our crimp. We're going to place that into the back notch of our crimper tool. We're going to give that a squeeze. We're going to turn that sideways, and we're going to put that into the front notch of our crimper tool. And we're going to give that a squeeze. And then we're going to come in with our cutter and trim. However, before I do that, I'm actually going to leave a little bit of this. Sometimes it's not always possible. I'm trying to make a better effort at leaving a little bit of the bead stringing wire behind so that my crimp sits nice and flush instead of kind of off to the side. So what happens is when you come in and you cut right next to your crimp, sometimes you have absolutely no choice because your beads are too small for your bead stringing wire to go through twice. But if you'll leave just a tiny little length of this to go through a bead or two and then cut it, it'll keep everything from sitting kind of sideways. So I'm trying to make an effort. Is it necessary? No. So please don't think that we're leaving this little tail behind because we're reinforcing. That's not what it's for. It's really just kind of to help keep your crimp straight. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to thread on a metal bead, which I know my bead string and wire will fit through twice at the very least. So I know I can get at least one bead on. All right. And then we're going to do 2 check glass melons. I love the color of those. They are this gorgeous blue, but they have like this kind of bronze flash to them that just makes them, it's like a little shimmer. They're so pretty. All right, so then I'm going to try my best. Now, like I said, sometimes it's not possible because your beads won't accommodate your bead stringing wire twice. So, you know, do what you can. I'm trying to make a better effort of doing this, but it's not 100% necessary. It just makes your crimp and your wire guardian sit nice. All right, so now I'm going to separate those out, and I'm going to come in with my cutter and trim off. that excess wire. All right, so that's what I've got so far. And now I'm going to thread on one of my small crystal spacers. So you've got two different sizes of crystal spacers. I'm going to do the small one and then 3 of the beautiful check fire polish that are in that green with that AB. Love them. This is one of my very favorite greens. Love it so, so much. So we're going to drop that down. Then we are going to do one of the larger crystal spacers. Drop that down. We're going to do, oops, oh, that's the part that I don't like, is it doesn't stay when you're trying to string everything. All right. Kind of hold it down because I'm so all over the place. It's hard for me to, okay, so I'm just going to hold it in place here. All right, larger crystal spacer, 2 2 check drucks. I move too much for this new addition to my stringing lesson. I'm about to just give up. There we go. Just cut it off the crimp because that's frustrating. All right, there. We'll hold it like this. All right, we'll do 2 druck beads. Okay, drop those down. Then we're going to do a metal bead. And then our faceted round crystal bead. Then we're going to do another metal bead, and we're going to drop that down so you can see how this kind of makes the center. Okay, then we're just going to repeat our pattern. So we're going to do 2 of the druck beads. Lay that so you can see. 1 of the larger crystal spacers, 3 of the check fire polish, 1 of the small crystal spacers, and then the 2 melons. So my favorite bead stringing wire is Beadalon, Miss Ivy. I'm using 49 strand 0.018. I find that it fits most of my projects, but it does come in a lot of different diameters. So you use whatever diameter you need for your projects, but I do prefer the Beadalon 49 strand. And I'm just using the bright. It's just a, it's kind of a gray color. It just disappears in my designs. All right, last but not least, we're going to finish this off with a metal bead, and then we're going to crimp. And I'm going to crimp this the same way that I crimped the other end, but we are going to kind of pull that bead stringing wire through. Now, this is where it makes a huge difference. So let me show you. Okay, and again, it's not always possible, but when it is possible, it really makes a big difference. So the crimp is going on. And then we're going up through the wire guardian. We're going down through the wire guardian. And then down through, whoops, the crimp. All right, now, same thing. I want to take the tail end of this wire and I want to go through a couple of beads. Now, why this helps here is this is going to give you a little bit more room when you are coming in with your, first of all, let's not get it twisted. It's still important to make sure that your wires are not crisscrossing in there. But now I'm pulling from here instead of pulling from right here, which means that now I don't have my fingers up here trying to hold everything together and then also bring my crimper in. So I can pull from down here, keep everything nice and straight. Now there's plenty of room for my crimper tool. And again, it's not always possible. Sometimes your beads are too thin for that bead string wire to go through twice. And that's fine. Just cut, because you don't need it for extra security. Okay, you just don't. If you've crimped properly, you don't need to worry. You can cut right at that crimp. So just like I have always done. But this does kind of help to make everything sit instead of it being kind of crooked. So, because when you trim, sometimes it just automatically makes that wire kind of sit a little crooked. All right, and then you're just going to come down here to trim the excess. All right, and you've got this beautiful strand. So we have 2. You're going to do 2 of those. They're so pretty. They're so, so pretty. Love that. All right, now we are going to put these things together, but first we need to wire wrap our big check fire polish. So I've got a piece of wire in your kit. All right, let's see. I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers, come down on the wire about 1.5 inches. I'm going to give that a bend. I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. Okay, so I'm going to go up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then I'm going to wire wrap in that space. Well, there's not a space because there's no beads here, but I'm wire wrapping underneath. So essentially we're making an eye pin with a wrapped loop. I just get so used to saying things. Usually it's in the space between the loop and the bead. So, all right, now we are going to thread onto this a beautiful bead cap. Okay, and then we're going to thread on our check fire polish bead. Another, it also has that same AB finish that these do. Another bead cap, and then we're going to do another wrapped loop. So coming in, chain nose pliers, bending, coming in with the round nose pliers, up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then you're going to wire wrap in that space. This time I am saying the right words. And you're going to come in with your cutter, trimming off the excess. All right, now it is time to put all of this together to make an absolutely beautiful, beautiful bracelet. And then we'll do a quick little pair of earrings to go with this as well. So we're going to take a jump ring here, and I already have it open. I'm going to thread on both of my beaded strands. And I'm also going to take another jump ring, a little 4mm jump ring, to put on the bottom of my little sterling silver connector here. And I'm going to hook the jump ring with the 2 strands to the 4mm. That just makes that jump ring that's facing, that has rather the 2 strands, it makes it face towards us. Okay. So that keeps the 2 strands side by side instead of this direction. Okay. All right. On the other side of this, I am going to do another jump ring. And I'm going to attach my big, beautiful bead. Close that back. I'm going to do a jump ring. I'm actually going to do 2 jump rings here, but I'm going to do a jump ring and then another jump ring, which at the moment is attached to my clasp. We still need to attach the clasp on the other side, but we'll leave it just like it is. All right, so there's 2 jump rings there. You might not need both of those, but, and then over here on the other end is another jump ring with the 2 strand ends and attached to our clasp. Look how beautiful. It's so pretty. I love it. This is one of my very favorite color palettes. Blues and greens are always my favorites mixed together. Do I like them individually? Yeah, I do. But I love what happens when you put blues and greens and teals and turquoises together in all different shades. Yes, some of my favorite things ever. So there is our beautiful bracelet. Now, if you would like to have a quick and easy little pair of earrings to go with this to create a cute little set, guess what? I've got you covered. So let me show you. Another kit available that matches, just super quick and easy, are the exact same beads that we're using here. So we're going to take a head pin. We're going to thread on one of those faceted crystals that's in the middle of our bracelet. Then we're going to do a metal bead. We're going to do 2 check druck beads. Oh no, I dropped it. All right. Then we're going to do a rhinestone spacer and then one of those beautiful green beads to tie it all together. So much sparkle. Ooh la la. I love it. All right, then we're just going to do a wrapped loop and add our ear wire. So these are quick and easy, but they make the prettiest little set. If you're getting a jump start on your holiday shopping, I know some of you are. Now, I know some of you groan anytime you hear the words holidays because you know what that means. But listen, it makes life a whole lot easier if you go ahead and get started on it now. This would make a really nice present for somebody, maybe just for yourself, but make a really nice gift. Anytime I put together sets, that's always what I think of. I'm like, you know, to make the prettiest gift for somebody. Handmade jewelry. My wire is short, so I am using my chain nose pliers to help finish off my wrapped loop. I didn't get a good bend on that. Well, I kind of mangled that one. That's all right. It's fine. It's not sticking out, so I'm not going to worry about it. Then I'm going to add my ear wire and call it done. Look how pretty. Now that is a beautifully sparkly, wonderful little set of jewelry. I love that. So, so pretty. Wanda says, from me to me are the bestest presents. Me too. Jan was saying, I was thinking for myself. Me too. It's beautiful. And this one has this gorgeous sterling silver connector in it that I think just really, really makes it extra special. So there you go. Those are our first two sets of the day. All right, moving on. We're not stopping. I've got more beautiful things for you guys. So I'm just going to sit these to the side. We will circle back around to those at the end so that we can take a look at those. I have another bracelet. I have a necklace, and then I have two pairs of earrings that I think are very different, but absolutely fabulous. So we're going to do another bracelet. You want to? So this one, the last time I had these moons in something, they sold out. And I'm hoping that I can ring that bell a second time because they're so beautiful. They are this gorgeous taupe color, but they have a green blue shimmer to them that just makes them magical. I really, really love these. So these are, Wanda says, please buy Feel Good Friday kit so Sarah can buy a new bead mat. I know. I will. I promise you guys. I promise I will replace my bead mats. Oh my goodness. All right. So I thought that the best pairing with those would be some metallic greens. So I have some gorgeous metallic green Druck beads and some metallic green spacers, little spacer disc shaped beads, which I love. And because that's not enough, I had to add some Swarovski crystals to this. Let me grab these all up so you can see them. So these are really interesting Swarovski bicones. These are vintage. And I don't even remember what the name of these are. They're like, it's like, it might be kiwi, but I don't want to say for sure. But I will tell you something very odd about these. Depending on the light that you're in, these beads totally change colors. And they go from this like green, almost peridot green. It's like a soft, soft peridot green to like a blue gray. And I don't know if I can make it happen in here. It changes it just a little bit. Not much though. But under different light, these beads look really different. So they're quite odd. They're quite odd, but I think they're beautiful. So we're using those as a little blue green. I also have some dangles because you guys know I can't not do dangles. So I've got a star here, a large star, and then some small little stars for some added dangles because when you have the moon, you got to have a couple little stars to go with it. All right. Also, a few seed beads, not a lot, just a little handful of these beautiful little blue greens. All right, now we have everything separated out. We're going to do we're going to do the stringing. Ready? Let's do it. So, so pretty. Okay, so we're going to put our crimp on and our wire guardian. So up through the wire guardian, down through the wire guardian. I love that you guys think about my bead mat. My bead mat has seen better days. And you know what's funny? What you don't even know is that this bead mat has another bead mat underneath it that looks just as pitiful as this one does. I'll show it to you when we are done. All right, so same thing. Make sure those wires are not crossing inside that crimp bead. They are running side by side, one on one side, one on the other. Place that into the back notch of your crimper tool. Give that a squeeze to help further separate those out. Then you're going to turn that sideways, put that into the front notch of your crimper tool, and give that a squeeze. All right, now this is one of the exceptions to the rule that I just showed you guys, where we take the tail end of this and take it through a couple of beads. My seed beads are too small for that, so I can't do that with this one. So I am, in fact, going to have to cut my bead stringing wire right at the crimp. And you can already see how it kind of makes it sit sideways. See how it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of sets it to one side a little bit, which is fine. I don't care. And once you put the bracelet on and you start wearing it, it's gone. It doesn't even matter anymore. But yeah, it's one of those little things sometimes you just can't avoid. All right, so now we are going to thread on 5 of these little baby crimp bead or seed beads. So there's 3, 4, 5. This is just a nice little way to add extra length to your design. Also, if you need a smaller bracelet, take some of these away. This is a magical color. Do you see that? I love it. It's like blue and green and just, I don't know. It's shimmery and fun and so pretty. All right, now we are going to start our patterns. So we are going to do a bicone, a druck, a bicone, and I will move my hands out of the way after I get a few beads on here. One of the disc-shaped beads, a bicone, and then we're going to do a mood. We're going to do a mood. A moon. Add a moon. Add a bicone, and then we'll drop all this down so you can see. They don't get holes? Oh, Nicole, I bet you I can make a hole in a bead mat. You know, the number one way that this happens is from taking your chain nose pliers to pick up something. Pick up a seed bead. Pick up, I don't know, whatever it happens to be. Yeah, I can make a hole in anything. You've challenged me. Send me one. I'll show you. I can make a hole in it. Just with everyday use, I can make a hole in it. But also when you wash them, and I'm constantly washing them, it kind of breaks the fibers down and makes it extra soft, which is nice. But it also makes it a little bit more susceptible to damage. All right, so now we're going to do another disc bead. Challenge accepted, Nicole. Listen, if it can be broken, I will break it. That's just the way I am. I'm so hard on everything. I'm hard on tools. I'm hard on beads. I'm hard on bead mats. Like it's a skill almost. All right, so we're doing 2 druck beads here. All right, so that's what we've got so far. This color palette is so yummy. All right, then we're going to do another bicone. Then we're going to do a space, one of the disc spacers, a bicone, and then we're going to do another moon bead. I've had some that absolutely have disintegrated in the wash. These have been pretty sturdy. These ones are from Beadalon, but I've had some like that I just I don't know where they came from. I just got them off of Amazon or whatever. You wash them and they're fine. And you put them into the dryer. And then when you go back to the dryer, they're gone. They don't exist anymore. They have quite literally disintegrated. All right. Now we're doing another of the disc beads. Bicone. A druck. Okay, another of the drucks. A bicone. A spacer. A bicone. And then another moon. All right. Kathleen says she doesn't use a bead mat. How do you keep your beads from rolling all over the place? I can't work without a bead mat. I feel my table feels naked without a bead mat on it. All right. Bicone. The disc bead. You hang them up to dry. That's what I should do too, Leah. The druck, a bicone, and then we're going to finish this off with 5 little seed beads. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick up my crimp because it's sitting right there. Drop that down. How pretty. And then we're going to add these little stars. I love it. All right, let's add our wire guardian. Christy, you've been using a towel. Towels are good though, because they keep your bead. I mean, it's the same thing. I think my biggest issue is that what I need is a bead mat that has like a clear front and a back, and the back needs to be grippy. Like I need to go in and like go in and collaborate with a company to make a bead mat that is exactly what I want. I want it to be white on the front, nice and smooth, supple, doesn't create lint or shed, but then the back side of it has like grippy so that it sticks to your table and it doesn't roll all around on your table either, or slide around rather. Somebody needs to bring me in to collab on that. Beadalon, I'm ready to create the perfect bead mat. Let's go. All right. So again, making sure your wires are not crisscrossing. We can't take them down through some beads because the seed beads are too small. So we're just going to crimp right here where we can. We're going to place that into the back notch of the crimper tool. Give that a squeeze. Then we're going to turn that sideways, put that into the front notch of the crimper tool, give that a squeeze, and then we're going to trim. All right. So now we are ready for the finishing touches here. So each one of the little stars I've put onto a head pin and done a wrapped loop. We're going to do the same thing with the big star. So we're just going to put that on. The silicone mats are all right, but everything sticks to them. And then you have to take them off and take them to the sink and wash them. And like I have a couple of those because Beadalon came out with a few of those. The little ones, they're great for seed beads, but I do find that everything else sticks to them. And if you have pets, they just get coated in the little tacky silicone mats. They get coated in pet hair. They do kind of have an icky feeling to them too. They kind of feel like, remember those slap hands you used to be able to get out of like the quarter machines? Do you know what I'm talking about? And it was like a sticky hand, and it had a long like string to it. And you could snap it and it would slap and stick on the wall. Yeah. I used to get those, from the gumball machines. All right. So we've got 4 little stars here to add as dangles. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you can, and I'm gonna. So let me show you. I'm going to take jump ring, and I'm going to go ahead and add my clasp to one end. All right, and then from that jump ring, I'm going to hang one of the stars. I'm going to hang the big one. I'm just going to hang it on that jump ring that is holding my clasp on. And then the other stars, I think I'm going to kind of make them into like almost like an extension chain. So I'm going to go ahead, jump ring, and attach that to my wire guardian. You can do these however you want to. You can make a little cluster out of them if you want. I'm going to make them into just like an extra little place where you could adjust the length if you wanted to. So I'm going to take jump ring, add a star, close that back, another jump ring, add a star. Yay, Christy. I'm so glad that I inspire you. That's my goal. Add a star. I'm going to close that one back. And then one more. Oh, I love that. That doesn't sound weird at all, Dawn. It's like magical material. And when you find the good stuff, you know, I love that. I love that bead on that one. So I just have like this little dangle. I'm going to attach that. So now my clasp can attach to any of those that it wants to if I need them. And there you go. It's so pretty. It's shimmery and it almost kind of has like a glow to it. The seed beads, they definitely have a glow to them. But these really interesting bicones, I don't know what it is, but they have this kind of ethereal kind of feeling to them. So I thought they were the perfect pairing with the little moons. So there you go. Love that one. All right, moving on to the next. Let's put together a necklace. You want to? We'll do a quick and easy necklace, but this one is so pretty. All right, this one also has a beautiful sterling silver feature to it. And I'm going to show you. So we have this beautiful kind of Art Deco sterling silver component that we're using here. And is this one marked? It isn't marked. I wish that it was. It doesn't have the 925 on it, but I promise this is in fact sterling silver. Beautiful sterling silver component. You can see that I've already added a 4mm jump ring to the top and to the bottom. Okay, so that is going to be part of our focal. Then we're going to build two beautiful beaded sections, one for the right, one for the left. We're using some check glass pearls, check glass round, the cushion rounds, some little check glass flowers, some beautiful Swarovski bicones, and some check glass rectangles. Okay, so that's for one side. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So we're going to do that same thing. And then here in the front, we've got a large check glass pearl we're going to hang with a bead cap and a bicone. So let's go ahead and do this part first because it's beautiful. We may as well. So we're going to take our head pin. We're going to thread on a bead cap. Drop that on. Then we're going to do another bead cap. Right. Yes, agreed. Andrea says that drop is reminiscent of Miriam Haskell. Totally gorgeous. And if you guys know me, you know I'm a huge I'm huge. I'm a huge Miriam Haskell fan. Like everything that she ever. Oh my goodness, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's where I get so much of my inspiration. The most beautiful, beautiful pieces. Okay, so coming in with my chain nose pliers, I'm going to do a wrapped loop. So I'm going to bend the wire over the top of the pliers. Coming in with my round nose, we're going up and over. Rotate, take the wire over to the other side. And Carlos is making fun of me. So I'm huge. I know, I can't. It just came out of my mouth. I don't know. That's funny. Oh my goodness. All right. And then we're going to come in with our cutter tool and we're going to trim that off. Okay. All right. Now we are going to attach this to the bottom of our little focal here. And I'm going to just open up this little jump ring. Carla. Oh my. Oh. I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay, well, it would be nice if I could move my pliers out of the way enough to get this bead on there. There we go. All right. Okay, look how pretty. Oh, whoops, wrong side. Is that not beautiful? Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, this was where this entire necklace started, was right here with this. I really love, you guys know, I love Y necklaces. I love really elongated looks. And this is definitely one of those where it was like the front was just this really long kind of like drip in the front. I love that. I think it's beautiful. All right, so we're going to set our focal over here to the side, and we're going to bead our second strand of this. And we are going to find our crimps and bring in all the rest of our little beads so I don't have to chase them all over the place. All right. So crimp bead is going on. Okay. Then our wire guardian. Down through the wire guardian and then down through our crimp. Grab that wire right as it's coming out of your crimp. If you can, I can't even make the wire come out. Oh my goodness, what's going on with my crimp bead? There we go. Grab it right as it comes out of your crimp so that you can figure out which side it should be on, because everything will get kind of twisted around on you. But if you'll go ahead and grab it, then you can make sure that it is not crisscrossing inside there. And you're going to place that into the back notch of the crimper tool. Give that a squeeze. Turn it sideways. Give that a squeeze. All right, now we are in a situation where our beads can go over that little piece of the bead string wire. So that's what we're going to do. At least I hope so. Can't remember exactly, but we're going to do one of the smallest metal beads. You've got two different sizes of metal beads in this one. We're using the tiny one. And I'm hoping that my bead string wire will go through that one. I think it will. Yes. Hooray. Wonderful. Okay, so one of those. Then we're doing a bicone. And then one of the slightly larger metal beads. We're going to drop those down, and then I'm going to go ahead and trim this wire, because we don't need it to go through a bunch of beads, just enough to keep it so that everything is centered. So I'll go ahead and trim. All right. And then hold that with my fingers so that we don't have major issues. All right, now I'm going to thread on pearl, metal bead. Whoops. It's one of the kind of medium-sized metal beads. Then we're going to do a little check glass druck. Then we're going to do our cushion round. Okay. Then another druck bead. Then one of our check glass pearls. These pearls are such an interesting color. It's like a mauve. They're not quite pink. They're not quite purple. They're this really interesting in-between color, which I think is really pretty. Oh, I forgot the metal bead. Take that off. Metal bead, then the pearl. Okay, metal bead. Then we're doing a check glass flower. Metal bead. Okay, check glass pearl. Metal bead. Bicone. Small metal bead. Well, or I could just totally have imagined that I picked up the bead. What is happening here? All right. Goodness gracious. All right. Come on. All right. All right. There we go. 3 check glass. I'm calling these rectangles, but they're actually this like really interesting star cut rectangle. I think they're pretty cool. And then a small metal bead, and then we're going to crimp. So these are the 2, you're going to do 2 of those, right? You've got the 2 strands. They're so pretty. So, so pretty. It's not quite pink and it's not quite purple. So if pink and purple is maybe not you're not super comfortable with, this might be a good alternative. So I know sometimes pink and purple can be hard to create with. It's just one of those color palettes, or those colors rather, that can be a little intimidating if you're not super used to using pinks or purples. So I get it. I get it. All right, down through my wire guardian, and down through my crimp, but again, trying to go through a bead or 2 so that I can pull the bead stringing wire from down here instead of up there. Also trying to keep it all on the same side so that things are not crisscrossing, right? That's still a goal here. No matter where you're pulling that bead stringing wire, you need to be sure that ultimately it's not crisscrossing or twisted inside that crimp. That's still important. All right, place that into the back notch of the crimper tool, give it a squeeze, turn it sideways, give that a squeeze, and then you're going to trim. All right, so now we're going to bring these 2 beautiful strands together. Let's go ahead and put the chain on the back though. You want to? Go ahead and get that part out of the way. So we have chain. Yeah, Cindy, I do use, they're pretty much the same. I do this thing where oh my gosh, thank you, Arlene. Thank you so, so much for your support. It means absolutely everything to me. It really, really does. I appreciate you so much. I try to use like 3mm and 4mm, or 3.5. Those are the 3 sizes that I use the most when it comes to the metal beads, just because they're small. It's a nice little way to pop some metal in things for space. And they're usually pretty inexpensive. I grabbed mine on Amazon. I can get a link for you. I'm actually going to be doing a lot more with Amazon coming up in the very, very near future. You guys are not going to have to wait until after the first of the year for that. I will be doing some Amazon things. So when I say things like that, I'll be able to just give you the link real quick. But yeah, I stick with as small as I can, but they do have a nice large hole on them so they can accommodate quite a lot of things. I find that they have a larger hole than a seed bead. So all right, so there's the chain on the back, and then we're going to bring this down. Remember, the top of our focal here already has a jump ring on it. We're going to use a large jump ring to go through that jump ring. And then we're just going to add our 2 beaded strands to that and close it back. And our necklace is done. This is such a pretty Y design. Y style necklaces just make me really happy. Look how beautiful. So pretty. And I'll show it to you on the bust at the end so that you guys can really see it, because I know it's hard to see this one on on the mat, but it is such a beautiful design. It has lots of texture to it, but interesting kind of rounded, smooth texture. Even the rectangles, even though they have the little star shape to them, the edges are rounded. It's not like a sharp cut in that. So really, oh, thank you, Heather. They don't have, you know, that sharp. So everything here is kind of flowy and smooth, with the exception of our deco piece in the front, which like really draws your eye immediately. There's the sharp edge. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of an interesting juxtaposition for sure. All right, moving on to the earrings that we have. I've got two fun pairs of earrings for you guys. And I'm going to show you the sparkly ones first. All right, check these out. I adore these so stinking much. Look how pretty. Ooh la la. So we have some Swarovski going on here, and we have some check glass going on here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we're using one of these little guys. It's already got my jump rings on it, but you will have to add your 2 jump rings to this. All right, so first things first, we're going to start with our drop on the bottom. That is a head pin. We're going to thread on a check glass druck, then a crystal spacer, and one of these fabulous bicones. Look at the bicone. It's red, it's purple, it's blue, it's all the things, just like this guy that is red and purple and blue and green and all the things. So pretty. So we're going to do a wrapped loop here. Right. Up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then we're going to wire wrap. Oops. How quickly can I mess up a wrapped loop right here at the end of the show? Now, I still have one more pair of earrings to show you guys after these. I should have saved these to the end because they're so sparkly, but I think you'll like the other pair too. They're pretty cool. All right. And then we're going to do one where it is an eye pin with a crystal spacer, and then the bicone on the top of that. Just a sweet little something. And we're going to do a wrapped loop on the top of this guy as well. Okay, come in with my cutter, trim off the excess. Okay. All right. Now we're just going to attach these to the jump rings that I've already attached here. So I'm going to open one of those and thread on that little eye pin. Oh, I think I did that the wrong direction. Hold on. All right. And then down here on the bottom, also going to open this one up and thread on our bottom bead. Close that back. And add our ear wire. These are so pretty. Oh my goodness. Look how beautiful. Ooh la la. I love them. They don't look nearly as good on the mat as they do when they're up and hanging with all the beautiful light. They're so, so pretty. Love those. Gorgeous. All right, setting those to the side. Oh, I've got the shakes, y'all. I'm sorry. It's just part of living in this body. All right, last but not least, these are more kind of artsy. The other ones were sparkly and gorgeous. These are kind of a little artistic. So these are the garden statue earrings with the flowers and the little shimmery face bead. I thought these are kind of cool. So I see very similar things to this on Pinterest all the time. And so I'm glad that I get to finally like make my own little version. So here we go. We are going to take a head pin. We're going to thread on bead, and then we're going to do a wrapped loop on the bottom, or on the top rather. So many pretty pieces in today's show. Thank you to everybody for your support. Thank you to everybody who's made a purchase today. Thank you to everybody who's been supportive of my moves from place to place, business to business. I promise I'm not going anywhere. I will still be here giving you guys tons of content and working on my own brand, helping Beadalon out with a lot of new exciting things for them. So it's going to be good. Future is always bright. All right, so little bell flowers. So you're going to notice that you have a lot of little bell flowers. You're going to have 6 per earring. So you're going to have a total of 12 of these. And they are small. You're going to put each one of those onto head pins. And you're just going to do a simple loop on these. Just keep it easy. Do a little simple loop. So you're going to bend the wire, come in with your cutter, trim, use your round nose pliers, grab that wire, roll back. Now listen, if your simple loops are not perfect, it's fine because you're not going to be able to see them. We're creating a cluster out of these, so you'll never even know. All right, so I've added an eye pin to the bead that has the head on it, right? Then I'm going to thread on a druck bead, and then I'm going to thread on 6 of the bell flowers. So you're just threading on the simple loops that you created. And then we're going to cap that off, kind of shake those down. And they are going to move around on you a little bit, which is fine. That's what I want. All right, we're going to pop a check fire polish down right on the top of those. And then we're going to do a simple loop on the top of this. Okay, round nose pliers. And then we have a really pretty twisted jump ring we're going to attach to that, but we're also going to need to do another little flower here. So we're going to pop that flower bead onto an eye pin. Whoops. Or we're going to drop it in the floor and we're not going to be able to do anything because I won't be able to see it on the carpet. Okay, hold on. My goodness. I have no idea where that went. Oh my goodness. I lost a bead. Okay, so we're going to pretend. Oh, I will never find that on this carpet because of the color of the bead. Okay, so we're going to pretend that I put that onto an eye pin and we did a wrapped loop. Ignore the cat hair that I also just picked up with my finger. That was a feature. All right, and then we're just going to connect those 2 things together with the twisted jump ring and put your ear wire on the top. I will, after this live, find that bead on the floor, but right now is not the time. But aren't they cute? They're very different. They're kind of long. And listen, once you get them home, if you don't like this configuration, put them together however you want to, because it is really just a collection of fabulous beads that you could do literally anything with. So maybe the earrings are not your thing. You could definitely turn these into something else if you wanted to, but I thought they were so cool. All right, we have made it to the end of the show. It is time for me to, that guy looks familiar. It is time for me to turn you guys around and we'll do a quick run through of everything that was in the show today. Yeah, I'll use the flashlight on my phone to see if I can find it. All right, I don't have enough of those beads to not find it, so it's very important that I get down there and get that one. But yeah, So I'm going to hold up. Aren't they fun? What is, just have cat hair just like permanently attached to me. I think they're fun. They're really interesting. They definitely have a different thing going on with them, but if you like them, I think they're just cool. Like I said, I see a lot of things very similar to this on Pinterest, and I always think, oh, I wish I could make some of those. So this was my my little answer to everybody else who makes these fun earrings with the face beads. So now I have a face bead earring kit. I'm like the cool kids now. All right. So then we also had these guys. Oh my goodness, the sparkle. I just can't. They're so fabulous. If you've got holiday functions and you want to stand out, these will do it for you. You want to go to the Piggly Wiggly and hang out with Wanda. This is the pair of earrings for that. Love those so much. All right. And then we had our beautiful necklace, which I'm going to show you real quick. You guys know I love a good Y necklace. This one is so pretty. It's very, very pretty. Love that. And you can see it's not quite pink. It's not quite purple. It's this really interesting in between that I think is very, very lovely. All right. And then we had bracelets that were fabu. We had our moons. I adore those moons so much. They're just beautiful with the stars and the really interesting bicones that kind of change colors, which are very nice. And then this guy right here, it's the double strand, and we did do earrings. So if you wanted to make it a set, could. So pretty. Love it. Love it. I love everything in the show today. Everything in the show today. Wanda. I did. I mooned you with my moon beads. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. Thanks to my team for being amazing. Love you guys so much. I love all of you so much as well. Thank you so much for all of your support and your continued journey with me, right? Because we're always moving and shaking, and who knows what's next. I do know a couple of things that are next. As I mentioned, I'll be doing some more work with Beadalon in the very near future, so you're going to be seeing some of that come along. You're also going to be seeing some new things with Amazon that I've got under my to-do list. That's actually also in conjunction with Beadalon, but is also, I'm going to be able to kind of, to do some things on my own there as well. I'll be making the journey to TikTok very, very soon. So you will be seeing that. If you're not a TikTok person, you might want to reconsider, because we are going to be doing some content on TikTok in the very near future as well. And who knows, after that, the sky is the limit, right? All right, my friends. So you can catch me one more time for my very last Art Beads Live at 4 p.m. Eastern this afternoon over on artbeads.com if you want to. And then I'll be right back here, you guys, next week on Tuesday with you guys for a fun project. I love you so much. I'm not going anywhere for good. I'm still right here. Okay. You can always find me right here on YouTube. All right. I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, an amazing weekend, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Bye.